I had this meeting in Trenton, the state troopers would be telling people whether they can come in and out because of the fact that people understand how important it is to understand how the structure works. And one of the things that we're missing, especially in the city of Plainfield, the majority of our urban communities, is that we are not connected. And I just give you a reason why we're not connected. Just, I would say, a year ago, when the mayor and I was told about Ruderberg Hospital. Well, you know, we had no place to go because we were not as fortunate as St. Peter's was. The reason why I say to you we're as successful as St. Peter's is because the Catholic community was able to bail them out 2 years ago by giving them $100 million. So when I look around and I say to the mayor and people in this community, we don't have that type of entity. And I sat down with the Catholic community, and it's obvious, the majority of them in the last 50 or 60 years have put a lot of money into our social programs. And they told me some agree. We don't have that money no more. The head guy across the waters, he's pulling money out. He's putting money into other communities. So there's multiple reasons why I'm having this meeting tonight. When Buster comes in, not only is he going to be talking about foreclosures, because his organization, they came before the committee, and I like to feel that they did a very good presentation in terms of talking about the family unit. Not only the foreclosures, being bad debt, this day, how credit cards take advantage of you. At least you have someone or some group to go to. So I'm hoping tonight, when Buster Stories makes his comments, that we have enough people in the community that we can begin to come together so that we can be like a one-stop shop in terms of if you have any type of problems, then we need to be able to address those problems. Because those problems eventually affect the community, because if you don't live there, you don't pay no taxes, bottom line, that becomes a burden to the city. So what I'm trying to accomplish around the whole state, because I've been very blessed to be able to live in a community where I see the whole picture. And I'm hoping, working with repositories and the community, that we can put a network together here in the city of Plainfield. And if I'm successful, I'm going to take that same plan around the whole state of New Jersey. Because there's no place in New Jersey that is not going to be hurting next year. No matter who the president is going to be, they're going to run into these difficulties. And we have to deal with them. So at this time now, I would like to invite up some people who I've invited here this evening. And I'm going to start off with, on the county level, I was well aware that through the federal government to the state, now the county has received, I think it's $2.6 million. And this is the reason why he's not going to be able to explain at this point how they're going to make sure that money filters into the community. But I know the money's there. This is one of the reasons why I'm happy that I'm in the position I am today, because in the past, that money did not filter down to people who need that money. So that's why it's important that we put a network together in the community so that the message I'm sending to the governor, we want to tell you how we feel that money should be sent in our community. Not you tell us what you think is good for us. And the only way we can do that, we have to plan for that. And this is what we're going to have to do moving into next year. Again, I'm not going to get into who's running for president. It's obvious. If I say to you, we got to be ready, then you understand when I say we got to be ready. Because if we're not ready, reality, I don't care who's there at the top, we're not going to get anything accomplished. And this issue that's facing this state and this country is a prime example of why we need to get it together. We need to put our differences on the side, and we need to deal with reality. Because what you're going to get from me for the balance of my career, I'm going to educate you on how the system works, and how the system will work for you. Days making a whole lot of noise getting up to Congress, I want to be part of that. And this issue tonight gives us a chance to find out how Union County is going to spend that money, how the state of New Jersey is going to spend their money, and when the money comes in, we need to understand exactly what impact it's going to have on the community and how it can help us get out of the hole that currently right now has been dug for the last 8 years. So at this time now, we ask President Carlisle from Union County to come up. I realize, President, you can't exactly tell them how the money's going to be spent, but I'd like to hear from you, and I'd like to be able to get an idea of what we need to do in the community to get ready to make sure that whatever we get here in the city of Plainfield, we use it in the right way.
Hi, Mr. President Carlisle, I just want everybody to know I did not introduce him, although he was sitting there with Assemblyman Jamel Holly, because I knew that Assemblyman Green wanted to introduce him. But I just want to say on behalf of the city of Plainfield that we recognize and we appreciate Mr. Carlisle and all the Union County representatives because they have done a wonderful job in partnering with us, and we appreciate that. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Carlisle.
I hope my eyesight is where it used to be. I'm pretty sure President Walsh is speaking language. Am I correct?
No, he isn't. He was not able to make it. Okay, thank you very much, Assemblyman Green and the Honorable Mayor. When Assemblyman Green calls me, he's one of my mentors when it comes to housing, absolutely, for what he does for the state of New Jersey, constantly. We had other commitments, but it's no way that I refuse the assembly, you know, because he's a very important person for all of us, and you people here in Plainfield surely understand that. Let me just say that the county is a recipient of dollars from housing urban development. And in that vein, let me say that Mr. Alrestino is here, who represents the city of Plainfield and receives dollars from the county in the Community Development Block Grant Program. Along with getting money for Community Development Block Grant, we also receive funds for the Home Investment Partnership Program. In that vein, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Wilson from Faith Bricks and Mortar. I know he's here somewhere. Mr. Baldwin, who's also the executive director there. We work very closely with these gentlemen. And I see a member of the board as well, former police chief in Scotch Plains. It's good to see you as well, sir. We've worked with many counseling agencies, and Faith Bricks and Mortar, for your information, is the primary agency in the city of Plainfield that is certified by Housing and Urban Development to do counseling as it relates to housing. So any dollars that come from the federal government, clearly they would be recipients of those dollars through the county government. In addition to receiving the Home Investment Partnership money, we also were fortunate enough to get some additional dollars for what we call lead remediation, lead hazard reduction. We received about $3.9 million that we'll be putting out in the next 3 years or so for lead reduction. And we hope that this is all based on income eligibility. So that's something you have to be aware of, that all the programs that we talk about are based on the median income level in Union County. For now, the median income level is approximately $65,000 or so for a family of 4 or 5. And we take that median income and we say that 80% of that, if you don't exceed 80% of that income, then you're eligible for the Community Development Block Grant Programs as well as the Home Investment Partnership Programs. So all of the things that we do are related to housing urban development, and of course we report to the Newark office, Newark area office, where we have Diane Johnson, who is the overseer of that program for us. We've been doing this for like 35 years now. Now, getting to what the Honorable Assemblyman asked me to come here for. Primarily, allocation for something that we call the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. Now that says a lot, and I think the Assemblymen and the Honorable Mayor, when they talk about people and bringing people together, it's very important to understand this is all about communities and understanding that all the resources in the community need to come together to make sure that the families that are in need receive these services. Now, what did we receive? $2.6 million. Am I happy about that amount? No, I'm not. It's not enough. It's a drop in the bucket. Okay. The state, and the Honorable Assemblyman knows, the state received $51 million. Now, how they're going to disseminate that money, that process is still underway, just as our process is in the government. What we have to do, we have to go through an amendment to our original annual plan that we do and the comprehensive plan, 5-year plan that we do. We have to do an amendment to that plan to accept this money. Then we have to have a process of public comment that allows the public to come in and talk about various areas that they have interest in, and to make sure that that's, as the Assemblyman was saying, that everybody's a part of the process, and you're not saying somewhere along later on that you weren't aware of what was going on. So there's a public comment period. We have to have this plan into HUD by December 1. So it's very difficult to say that we are going to be able to adhere to everyone's needs. What we've done on the county level is recognize, and I notice Mr. Vito Gallo has just come in, and who's also been a member emeritus of the Community Development Block Grant Program, Mr. Vito Gallo, he's a consultant. But the dollars that we receive have to be disseminated to the communities that have the most need. And of course, that's the main reason that I'm here tonight, because Plainfield, of course, has, along with the city of Elizabeth, I think you come in second to the city of Elizabeth as to the need and the number of foreclosures that have occurred in Union County. So we have a grave situation of many properties that we've been working with over the years with CDBG and not able to work with homeowners, with the exception of our home buyers program that we do with Fake Bricks and Mortar. This money is not eligible for pre-foreclosure, and I think that's something that we need to talk about at a later date and make sure that the federal government is allocating money for that as well. This Neighborhood Stabilization Program is a redevelopment of abandoned and foreclosed homes in Union County. I'll say that again. It's for abandoned and foreclosed homes in Union County. This $2.6 million. Now, of course, if you're dealing with DCA, it's 5% administration. If you're dealing with, in this instance, usually HUD is a 20% administration, but this is 10% administration. So right off the top, you know, you're taking $260,000 for administration of the program. And there's a required set-aside of 25% for families at the 50% median of the income. What does that mean? Well, to me it means that you're talking about families that really can't afford a home, but they may be in a rental situation that is in a catchment area that is an eligible catchment area. And I can say to you that the majority of the West Side may be an eligible catchment area, okay? Now, I don't want to skip too much around, but basically, Plainfield, Elizabeth, Roselle, Hillside, and Linden were the communities that the county recognizes as the most in need of these dollars. So, with that, with the 25% set aside, that means that of that 25%, that's about $650,000 that has to go to families that are probably renters and not homeowners.